Okay, so I just uploaded a video a couple of hours ago informing you guys that Steve Nash is no longer the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. This was a mutual decision by the ownership, as well as Steve Nash, as well as Sean Brooks. I think I butchered his last name, but anyway, doesn't mean that's neither here nor there. That he's going to be stepping down. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. This is a blessing in disguise for Steve Nash. Steve Nash has been in turmoil ever since he took on the responsibilities as being the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. This man was named the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets by the blessing of Kevin Durant, by the way. And within a 24-hour span, Kyrie Irving basically said this team is so talented, we really don't need a head coach, okay? And from that statement on, it has been a train wreck for Steve Nash. Now, a lot of people are saying that this job was just way too big for Steve Nash, and Steve Nash was not prepared to deal with the different type of complex personalities. When you talk about the roster of the Brooklyn Nets, really just two players, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is very thin-skinned. If you boo at Kevin Durant, he's going to respond quick, fast, in a hurry. And then you got Kyrie Irving. He thinks he's this intellectual, intelligent, vocal freedom speaker. This is the same guy that when he was with the Cleveland Cavaliers, thinking that the world was flat. This individual is a puzzling individual, but nevertheless, Steve Nash no longer has to coach these two personalities. And this also comes at the heels of Kevin Durant basically giving the ownership an ultimatum: either you trade him or get rid of Steve Nash and Sean. Okay? And the ownership says, we're not going to play that game, and we're not going to trade you, Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant is still with the Brooklyn Nets. Ironically, the two teams that Kevin Durant was interested in trading to is the Phoenix Suns and the Miami Heat. All right, now a food for thought. The Phoenix Suns had their own turmoil, with their owner. Now their owner is going to sell the team. So imagine Kevin Durant. If he thinks it's bad with the Brooklyn Nets, it would have probably been worse. Nuclear 10 with the Phoenix Suns. Even though the Phoenix Suns are having so far so good with their season, even though the season is early, they still have their turmoil as far as who's going to be the next owner of the Phoenix Suns. You also have some personal individual issues with the coaching staff and some of the players on that roster, but that's neither also here nor there. Or he could have went to the Miami Heat, and the Miami Heat is, they're looking older and they're looking like they need more talent, but they just don't have enough pieces to collaborate to get more talented players on that roster. All right. So Steve Nash is being let go. It's mutual, and Steve Nash is okay with it. Now, there are a lot of outlets are reporting this. Now, I can't confirm. Well, I sort of can confirm this, but the next successor for the Brooklyn Nets is Ime Udoka. Now, for those who've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Ime Udoka was once the head coach of the Boston Celtics. He got the Boston Celtics all the way to the NBA Finals. This was going to be his swan song. This success was going to put him on the map as being one of the top successful coaches in the NBA. He had Tatum, he had Jaylen Brown. He had a lot of talented players on that roster who's still young, and he had the makings of a dynasty with the Boston Celtics. Now, he got into some personal issues, some having a relationship with a married woman didn't go too well with the Boston Celtics brass or the organization. They, in turn, I don't want to go into no full details about what transpired between Ime Udoka and the Boston Celtics and his relationship, which, by the way, he was due to marry Nia Long, and Nia, anyway, we're not going to go into that. Basically, Ime Udoka has been suspended by the Boston Celtics. He was really hanging on a thin thread. He was not going to keep that job as head coach of the Boston Celtics. They was going to fire him at the end of this season, and he could become a candidate to whatever team he wanted to go to, and he will have to redeem himself on another team. He gets the opportunity to coach if all the reports are true. He may get some redemption early coaching this season, because he's going to be the successor of the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, a lot of people are praising this move. A lot of people think that this is going to be the move that tilts the Brooklyn Nets into becoming a successful team. All they needed was a strong-minded head coach. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. The Brooklyn Nets need much, much more than just a head coach. All right. Now they can score with the best of them, but they can't stop a team if they could try. All right, so that's and plus they don't have a true 5, they don't have a true 4 on that roster. Brooklyn can trade for a big man before the trade deadline, but will that be enough? I feel like personally, Ime Udoka has his demons. He has his redemption story that he needs to clear his name, so to say. And the Brooklyn Nets have their struggles, all right? You still got Ben Simmons trying to fit on this roster. Kyrie Irving is reckless. He's been in some hot controversy for the past couple of days. That's not helping him. And Kevin Durant is just trying to keep this thing afloat. I think this will please Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant is happy with Ime Udoka becoming the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. I think that helps them keep Kevin Durant happy. But I don't think overall this is going to make a hill of beans with that team, because the same problems that team has when they had Steve Nash, they still have those same problems even when Steve Nash is no longer the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. Now it's Ime Udoka's junk and mess to try to sort out. And I'll be honest with you, it's like a grease fire, and to extinguish the grease fire, you just throw more grease on top of it. I just don't see how this is truly going to work in one calendar basketball season. Maybe next season, maybe the season after that, but definitely not this season. Like I said in my miniature video, if I was the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, I would just cut my losses with Kyrie Irving. Obviously, people are going to lowball you as far as trading him, because they know you're trying to get rid of him. You don't want him. Therefore, they're not going to give you what you really need in return for him. I would clearly just tell Kyrie Irving to just go home. We'll pay you to just stay at home. I think that's the best course of action for Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie Irving, now Nike has said that they don't condone what Kyrie Irving did thus far, the NBA, the Brooklyn Nets. And Kyrie Irving, if he continues, if he does not, now he has took down the tweet. It took him a while, but he took down the darn tweet. He should have took that down earlier, all right? But Kyrie Irving finally see what we all have seen, that if he continues on this pace, he's going to be the next Kanye West, okay? He's going to be canceled, and no one wants to deal with him. Notice LeBron James or any other NBA superstar is condoning what he has said thus far, all right? So, if they're willing to let Kyrie Irving just stay at home and collect his money. This Ime Udoka situation would probably be good in the short and long term of the Brooklyn Nets. All right. Now, they still have issues with Ben Simmons, where they're going to fit him at. And they still need a 4 or a 5, a big man. And Ime Udoka is a defensive-minded guy. I think he'll get this team to concentrate more on defense, but they still need pieces there that are defenders. Now, we'll have to wait and see on that. Judging what the Brooklyn Nets have as far as trade, they can probably swing some trades to get a couple of defensive players. They really need a 4 or a strong 5, but other than that. Or they could possibly, and I think they have been experimenting with Ben Simmons playing the 4 and the 5. I think Ben Simmons fits perfectly at the 1 or the 3. I'll be honest with you, I would keep him at the 1. He'll have the ball all times. He'll make the right play, but he needs to concentrate more on his offense. Because he's going to have to put up some shots, all right? He just can't just get everyone involved, okay? You also have to score. Teams are going to lay off of Ben Simmons, and they prefer Ben Simmons to shoot it than to be a contributor as far as passing it and getting the other players acclimated to the offense. So there you have it. This is the long version of my video. Guys, you can tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I will talk to you guys later. Deuces.